Yeah, this your boy T Nasty, and I got another dope video for y'all, man. It's a video about Lackluster. Locked up for a year before a massive lawsuit. Should be a very interesting video. So let's go on and get to it. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave your boys some comments, man. Let's get to it.
We don't know if you're hiding weapons, guns, grenades, anything, man. We're just doing our job, sir. Case law backs it up where we can search where that was, because we don't know if you're hiding weapons. 5-7 Central, car 112F, we got Agbat Elio. Pull out, cut out of the water now!
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. On October 23rd in 2020, officers Tucker and McKenzie of the Daytona Beach Police Department were dispatched in reference to an anonymous narcotics complaint. The officers observed a suspect leaving a gas station and used a pretextual stop of an alleged incomplete stop at a stop sign to make contact with their suspect,
Never been to Daytona.
Mr. Jarvis.
Did he tell you why he pulled you over?
Yeah,
Weird, right?
I didn't stop at the thing.
There's a lot of places in Florida I've never been.
Oh yeah, when you're exiting private property, crossing a state sidewalk or city sidewalk onto a city roadway, you must treat it like an actual stop sign, coming to a complete stop and then proceeding into the intersection. Also, you can't have this stuff hanging from your rear view. Because, I mean, per statute, it is illegal. Because it's technically obstructed driver's view.
During the stop, Jarvis was cooperative, answering questions and providing all necessary documentation.
Again, no weapons or anything in here, man, other than that knife there.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, just don't make any movements, sort of. I appreciate it, man.
Officer McKenzie engaged in small talk with Jarvis until Officer Tucker returned to the driver's side window about 8 minutes later, returning the man's license as well as a warning for a traffic violation. Over the years, it has been clearly established that when a warning or a traffic citation is issued, the traffic stop has ended, and with that, the officer's authority to lawfully detain the driver is also concluded unless the driver consents to stay or the officers have reasonable suspicion to continue to detain the driver. But instead of allowing Jarvis to leave, the officers seek consent to search the vehicle.
You got anything like in here that I need to worry about? Search car?
No.
Search car?
No, sir. For what? I didn't do nothing wrong with you.
Just asking. You gotta ask.
No, I'm good.
So, you said we can't search the car? Okay.
I don't have a mask on.
I didn't do nothing wrong with
It's
you.
area COVID, right?
Well, here's the thing. While my partner was behind you and prior to activating his lights and sirens, he observed furtive movements, which is movements into certain areas. So we're going to check where those movements were and only where those movements were, okay? You step out of the vehicle, please. Step out of the vehicle, please. Undo your seatbelt. Because we don't know if you're hiding weapons, guns, grenades, anything, man. We're doing our job, so we're just doing our job, sir. Please step out of the vehicle.
I didn't do nothing wrong, though, man.
Please step out of
Yeah,
the
go
vehicle.
to.
We
Hey.
observe furtive movements, so we are just doing our job. Have him step back there. No, I don't want him standing right next to me.
Right there. You can't stand next to him.
For what?
Right there.
No, man, because this is
I'm asking
bullshit,
you.
man. I want to talk to somebody, man, because this is bullshit,
Okay.
man.
Oh yeah, he from the hood.
Nothing wrong, man.
You're gonna make it worse.
I'm saying I didn't do nothing wrong to y'all, man.
I don't have nothing in here.
I had my seatbelt on, I had everything. Y'all were harassing me.
I know, but when we observe someone making furtive
I didn't make no
movements,
sense. I sit up in my arms the whole time, sir.
when we observe
Ooh, we got a, hey, we got about full of those things, bro.
backs it up where we can search where that was, because we don't know if you're hiding weapons, trying to access a weapon.
Come on.
With the Gucci hat
There's
on?
nothing there. There's nothing there, man.
Jarvis's requests to speak with the supervisor went unmet, and now, after declining the officer's consent to search the vehicle, Jarvis went to sit back into his driver's seat, and the officers grab him, attempting to pull him from the vehicle, impeding his will to leave. Fearing physical harm, Jarvis hits the gas pedal as officers Tucker and McKenzie jump into the driver's seat with him. One of the officers grabbed the steering wheel and the vehicle veers off the road and crashes into a tree.
We asked for consent. He said no, so we said get out of the vehicle.
For further movement.
For
Yes.
furtive movements.
That's fine, but let's get to how did we have aggravated?
So we were up there where our cars were, and he jumped back in the vehicle and said pretty much like F you guys, and yanked it into drive while we were trying to yank him out, and took off, and like we couldn't let go, and I was able to let go of the car up there, and I like rolled down the roadway, and he was here.
This is where I take over now. I held on to the car. I held on. He still driving. He lost control around here. I fell off. Once he hit something, I bounced up. Rolled backwards. My back hit that. And went straight into the vehicle. I went straight after
Basically,
him.
once he gassed, you guys couldn't let go.
Yeah, we weren't able to let go.
I wasn't able to
Yeah.
go too fast, yeah.
Okay, but you weren't in the car.
No, I was holding.
Like, bro, like, listen. Even if Buddy had anything in the car, cause he did, he shouldn't have done that, right? He should have just pulled off. Cops trying to, send it to him or whatever. Or we should just let him search it if he didn't have nothing. But he kind of ran like he didn't have nothing. But it's the cops' fault because they handed him back his license and gave him a warning. So by what, like let's just say, by law, they should just let him go, right? So they were just being OD after that. Dude, these cops, man, they should have went ahead and searched the car before they let him off with a warning. Truthfully, right? Even I know that. I'm a civilian, right? It's just common sense, right? And the fact that they did all this, man, it's OD, bro. These cops feel like they can do whatever and flex their muscle, and they just, come on, man, you can't do that. It's like if I was at the drive-thru window at a McDonald's, and all I ordered was a chicken nugget, right? And they gave me the next person's order who had like everything in it, like fries and burgers and chicken sandwiches and like the whole 9 yards, bro. A $50 order, they just gave it to me. All I ordered was a chicken nugget. If I drop off with all that, the whole shebang, they can't just come up to me and like, hey, sir. And like, nah, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Our business is done. You gave me a bag, and I'm out of there. As soon as I get away from that window, I'm out of there. Whether it's wrong or right, you know what I'm saying? You just can't do that, bro. You can't settle the business with this dude. You can't give him his license back and give him with a warning. Like, oh, but wait a minute. We got something else. We want to search your car. It's too late for all that after that. Especially if he came back clean. And you gave him a warning. You didn't even give him a citation. You just gave him a warning.
Holding on.
We were like
crazy
trying to yank him out of the car when he threw it in drive.
So basically, I was trying to hold on to the car.
Soon after, the chief of police, Jakari Young, responded to the scene and permitted the arrest of Mr. Jarvis. He was charged with 3 felonies, 2 counts of aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer, using a deadly weapon, as well as aggravated fleeing.
Now, me personally, right, I'll just let him search it. Whether it was wrong or right. Most people like, T-Nasty, you bound down. You shouldn't do that. It just, you know what I'm saying? Like the other night, right? Like a while back, I got pulled over and my work truck had a taillight out. You know what I'm saying? At the time, you can't go to like because I work nights. You just can't go to AutoZone and just replace it, right? So I had a taillight out. I got pulled over for it, which is not a citation. They supposed to just, you know what I'm saying, hey, you got a taillight out, make sure you deal with it, blah, 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 blah. I don't think that's a citation. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's a citation. Well, I'm coming for work, headlight out, pulled over, like, hey, you got a headlight out. I still have one working headlight. But I need to see your license just to make sure you ain't like a criminal. Like, bro, like I'm coming from work. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's a work truck. Clearly, my company's name is on the side of it. Headlight out. Let me go about my business. But I said, instead of me like, oh, you don't need my ID. It's just a headlight out. You don't need my ID for that. That's no crime. That's not a citation. Instead of doing all that, I just handed my license, bro. Avoid conflict, because you see how these cops are, bro. He could have just let him search it, even though it was wrong. Hey, he didn't do that wrong. They told him like, hey, you shouldn't do that. They gave him a warning, not a citation. Like, even if they gave him a citation, that was the end of that traffic stop. And the fact they wanted to keep probing was weird. can't do that, man. He should just let him search it, bro. Like, get it over with. Now he got like deadly weapons on Leo's, 2 charges of it. That's pretty serious.
Officers also searched Mr. Jarvis's vehicle, though they still had no reasonable suspicion or consent to do so, and as a result, no contraband was found. Later, it was found that Officer Tucker also fabricated the charging affidavit in which he claimed that he saw Mr. Jarvis make furtive movements prior to the traffic stop.
We observed furtive movements, so we are just doing our job.
Mr. Jarvis was taken to jail, where he remained in custody for more than a year until all charges were dismissed, when a judge finally issued an order and was the first person in the entire justice system to realize that the officers had violated Mr. Jarvis's civil rights. Judge Upchurch wrote that even though the stop had ended and the officers were denied permission to search, the officers continued to ask for consent and argued with Mr. Jarvis as to why he would not consent, and held that he was unlawfully detained after his first denial of consent, adding that if the officers had allowed Mr. Jarvis to leave as he was lawfully allowed to do, no one would have gotten hurt, and that the injuries resulted from the officers' own illegal activity. All charges against Mr. Jarvis were eventually dropped. Finally, in March of 2023, Mr. Jarvis filed a lawsuit against the city of Daytona Beach, alleging that this is normal behavior for the department, as well as Officers McKenzie and Tucker in their individual and official capacities, for $3.5 million. The department investigated itself and found that at the time of the incident, Officer McKenzie did not understand that the traffic stop concluded once a written warning was issued. He was found to have violated 3 department policies and was issued a written reprimand.
So he's gonna get that money.
Since the incident, Officer Tucker was fired for reasons unrelated to this case. The lawsuit likely won't be over for a few years.
What about other dude?
Keep an eye on it. But the thing I find most disturbing is how often I make videos about this exact same issue. It certainly seems as if they don't train officers when they have authority and when they don't, and most law enforcement communities hold themselves to be defenders and grand supporters of the Constitution. But time and time again, we are given piles of evidence that they might not even have a basic understanding of the Constitution or just general human rights. Thanks for watching.
Bro, and that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, these cops do stuff that changes people's lives, bro. This dude spent a whole year and 4 days in jail. Didn't have nothing in his car. The fact that he didn't have nothing in his car was the crazy part, right? Because he didn't really do nothing. But I mean, I guess he tried to flee, but then again, he had every right to, because the cops had no reason to pull him over. I mean, reason to search his car in the beginning, like, violate his civil rights. That's what I'm saying. Like, they have to be better trained in this, bro. Like, you have to know in a certain situation, like, you get paid. Matter of fact, what they should do, they should pay these cops more and train them better, right? Because these cops, I probably make more money than with my current job than most of the police in Florida, bro. Because they don't get paid shit, right? I think the ones in Polk County are probably make like $35,000 to $40,000 a year. That's not enough, bro, for what they do. But with that being said, the fact that they don't get paid much, they don't follow none of these guidelines and all this other stuff. They kind of go off of what they can get away with from old law and stuff like that. Because back then, it wasn't no video cameras on your chest that record everything that can get you jammed up. Like, just imagine if they didn't have these body cams, bro. These dudes probably got away with that. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine what cops would have got away with without body cams. They try stuff with body cams. So just imagine if they didn't have it, how many people who got falsely arrested back then before the body cam. Just imagine. Just think about that. How many people got arrested? This dude spent a whole year in jail. A year is a big deal when it comes to your life. You know what I'm saying? Because you must spent 6 months in jail. And a whole lot changed in those 6 months when I got out. My whole city changed in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine spending a whole year in jail for something you ain't do. It's crazy, right? Thank God for body cameras. And even with the body cameras, the dude still spent 369 days in jail. That's crazy, bro. Bro, policing has to change, bro, because these, like, we got YouTubers like Audit the Audit and Lackluster, and there's plenty of other channels out there that are more informative than the cops who get paid to do it. Either they don't get paid enough and they just don't care about all that and just throw the guidelines out and all these laws out, or you pay these dudes and you be more strict on them. Because, bro, at the end of the day, they're just public servants. Really. They're here to protect and serve, right? Like, yeah, you don't want nobody to ride around with a suspended license and all this other stuff, but let's be realistic. These cops sometimes be fishing for citations or be fishing for crimes and all this other stuff, throwing out people's rights out of the window. I don't give a I almost curse. I don't care if I got a whole kilo in my back seat. You don't know that. I don't need you searching my car just for a traffic citation. You know what I'm saying? You just can't do that for a traffic citation. If you didn't see me leaving the plug's house with that kilo, then I don't need you searching my car. I can have a whole kilo and guns and everything in the back of my trunk. Hey, if I just ran a stop sign, I'll give you the grounds to search my car. Or just to be real, bro. I mean, back in the day, it worked out for some cops when they pulled people over. Because, like, say if it was just a regular traffic stop, and they did ask permission, they did say they was gonna search your car, and search your car, and then found a whole bunch of illegal stuff. That happens. Don't get me wrong. That happens a lot. Matter of fact, there's videos on YouTube where that did happen, while people just got stopped for speeding and got their car searched, and oh my God, this dude has a whole 3 kilos of cocaine in his car and plus some more stuff. You know what I'm saying? It happens. Don't get me wrong, it does. But man, when it comes to like violating regular people's rights, they just you gotta let some of the people go sometimes, bro. It's sad to say it. Man, you just can't. It's almost like dictating. They almost like dictators, bro. They really are, bro. Like, hey, I think you got something in your car. Like, hey, I don't want you in my car. I might come in your car anyways. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, bro. What y'all think about that, man? I'm sorry for ranting, but it just doesn't make sense, bro. I wouldn't know alone, right? Actually, but let me know in the comments how y'all feel about the situation. And is the dude wrong or is he right? Or just tell me anything, bro. Just let me know. It's your boy T Nasty, man. How you boy? And I'm out.